Okay, so I want to talk about knee positioning relative to the foot and hip. Now, we see a lot of commentary on social media about the knee position relative to the foot when we're running, and then we're told, yeah, go and do some squats because that's going to strengthen your glutes and it's going to control that knee. Now, I have this video here and I see this all the time with people when they're squatting. And when I say all the time, I do actually mean all the time. Watch how when this guy goes down into his squat, look at the position of his knee relative to his foot, relative to his hip. You can see how the knee is already tracking inwards. It's way in there. Okay, so this is a position that somebody would get told when they're running that, oh, that knee's collapsing, you've got weak glutes, you need to go and do squats to strengthen that. And here we see somebody actually doing a squat, and this is actually happening. And how are we expected to change this situation when we're actually making it happen and reinforcing that with every movement that we make doing a squat? So now I'm going to keep it moving and watch what happens to this person's knee. Watch it come in even more. Look at the angle now. Okay, so we'll bring it back. And then look at that angle there. See how the knee goes inwards. Look at that position. What is that going to create? What is that going to create when this person runs or when a person runs? It's going to create pronation of the ankle, and it's going to create a situation where this person runs with their feet pointed outwards, and it's going to create a severe valgus of the knee. That is something that we're trying to avoid, and this is not going to train that out of you. I mean, look at that position. It's completely wild. Knees are just collapsing in all over the place. And like I said, I see this all the time. Now, the way to train this situation out of your body, out of your knees, out of your feet is not to keep doing it and just load up the weight to make it even more strong in that position. It's to actually train it out. It's to train different movements. It's to train hip extension on one leg. It's to train it with internal rotation, and it's to train it with hip abduction with the pelvis on the opposite side lifting up. Now that also comes with torso rotation. It comes with thoracic rotation, pelvic counter rotation, not by a squatting action. So what does the sling method do to fix this problem? Well, we have to look at the runner's rehab and the basic 8 exercises, because we need to firstly make sure that we are getting to one leg. We are staying close to the midline with that leg. We're not doing external rotation. We're getting the pelvis to lift. So you can see here with my left leg, I'm getting that pelvis to lift up on that side as I pick up the leg and then I step forwards. The pelvis also lifts up. And here what we're looking at is all of the joint angles. So look at the pelvis angle, look at the shoulder girdle angle, look at the way my head is over my foot. I'm getting that torso rotation, I'm getting lateral flexion, I'm getting all of those movements in the gait cycle that I want to achieve with my movements that I'm actually training. And this is really important because we don't squat when we run. We don't do a bilateral squat with both feet on the ground. We don't go deep with our knee bend or our hip flexion. We don't do any of those things. So we need to get into these positions using these movements of these specific joints in a specifically coordinated way to make it all work the way we want it to work when we run. And it has to be moving at a good speed as well, because slow movements with heavy weights is not what we need in order to make these movements happen when we run.